Hello, my friends. It's time once again for a story. A fantastical, interesting tale. I've only read a tiny bit of this, but it's not every day we get to have a Legbeard story, so here we go, kids. Let's get into this one. This is from Reddit user jbeckett7. This is M, Duchess of Narcissism. I'm gonna have to, do a lot of dramatic voices for this one, aren't I? Here we go. Hello, boys and girls, and toads of our teenagers. I've been sitting on this treasure trove for close to about 4 years now, and accumulating more and more stories. Before we get into this madness, obligatory format notice, writing this on mobile. Now that that's done, here we go. Let us rewind the sacred timeline to late 2017. I had just gotten out of a relationship and was very desperate. How desperate, you ask? Desperate enough to chase after the first person I see. Enter M. We had a few mutuals on Instagram, so I decided, well, why not DM her? She seemed nice enough. Oh, how stupid I was. We hit it off really well. We had plenty of nice conversations. Eventually, she wanted to FaceTime, and I gave it a shot. Her voice was not what I was expecting. That voice Moonhorse gives to the overly girly characters? Yeah, imagine that, but 10 times more annoying. Do you mean my terrible Bethany voice? Because I will absolutely do that. Now, I don't remember what all was said exactly, but I do remember that her roommate B was there. B saw me on M's screen and was not happy. M hung up and apparently a fight broke out between the two of them. B apparently had noticed me long before M did, but didn't say anything. M was telling her to buzz off, that she's just jealous. These people are adults, mind you. B then proceeded to DM me saying that M isn't who I think she is, and that I needed to be careful. I blocked B after that. M and B went their separate ways, moving out of that apartment. M then moved in with T and T's family. T was one of the mutuals that I met M through. Life went on. M and I would FaceTime to early mornings. But then something changed. I don't know exactly what it was, maybe it was a combination of things, but I remember M starting to show her uglier side. For one, she hates black people. Well, I hate her immediately. That's right off. Okay, let's just keep going, I guess. Got that rage going up already. Apparently her stepdad is black and he was so mean to her. Yeah, it's totally an excuse to be a racist. She's also rather sexist. Imagine the crazy things the transformed wife says about gender roles, and then turn it up to a toxic degree. She's not already toxic? Can you get worse than Lori? This sounds pretty bad, right? Well, it gets worse. M started to show that she's not exactly in reality. More like her version of it. She'd ask a question, I'd answer honestly, she wouldn't believe me, she'd ask again a few days later, I'd give her the same answer, and she'd proceed to explode. Real classy, I know. I was talking to a friend about M's behavior one day, and they told me that I really needed to just leave her. Mind you, we weren't even dating at the time, we were still in the talking phase. I reluctantly agreed, but took my time doing so. One day, M texted me saying how I need to do X, Y, and Z differently, and how I needed to go out and get a 9-to-5 and a nice car. For context, I was 18, very mentally ill, just graduated, and my mother had passed a year prior. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I wasn't ready for a lot of things that I faced. Yeah, I imagine. Jesus. I told her that I really needed space. What did she do? Well, she FaceTimed me. I pick up and she proceeds to scream at me for who knows what. When she did tone it down to a degree, I calmly told her that we should probably part ways. Now, class, did M, 1, take it well, 2, agree, 3, turn into a goldfish cracker, or 4, scream and yell like a rabid banshee? If you answered 4, you'd be correct, children. I don't remember what she said, but she said it very loudly. It was like nails on a chalkboard amplified by the world's most powerful megaphone. All I said was, "Goodbye, M," and I hung up. It's a good thing I have unlimited text because boy oh boy, my phone blew up like Hiroshima and Nagasaki had an orgy with a hydrogen bomb. That's an interesting way of putting it. Im said all sorts of things. How I used her, how I played her, accused me of cheating. I wish I had the text, but they're lost to the sacred timeline. I blocked her number, but she got to T and said her twisted version of events. T, kind of having a crush on Im, believed it and then exploded at me as well. I blocked T as well, obviously. You might be thinking, I don't understand. Is this the end? I thought you said you had a collection. Well, I was but a humble idiot, driven by lunacy and attention starving. I unblocked Im, I texted Im, I made my apology for lying to her. Keep in mind, I never did. I don't lie. Doesn't really serve a purpose most of the time. And she just didn't really want to believe the truth. Now, in early 2018, when things rekindled, I was enjoying things. Im had moved out of T's house and into her own apartment. We agreed to only be friends, but that didn't stop her from attempting to flirt constantly with the best backhanded compliments.
Ugh, you're hot and you know it. Oh my god, you're so vain. See, this is why it wouldn't work. I like a humble man.
Ma'am, this is a Wendy's? After she graciously granted me with such divine compliments, she demanded I give one back. I'd say something like, nice shirt. And she loved to twist it into thinking I apparently called her Athena herself. And afterwards would tell me how out of my league she is. After a while, I'd get worn down from this behavior and just blocked her. Rinse and repeat this cycle for about a year. Skip ahead to late 2019. By this time, I've been dating a wonderful girl we'll call A. Heck, we were engaged. I decided that all shall hear the good news, and told everyone, including Im. She was happy, I think. Hard to tell behind the death glare. Now mind you, Im and I weren't close at the time. She proceeded to tell me that she was going to get us condoms as a wedding gift. Classy. I don't need to look at the registry, just get a rather inappropriate gift. Unfortunately, A and I broke up. Long story for another time. Sorry to hear that. And as such, I felt I needed to inform people on my side of the bad news. Im included. I'd never seen someone so happy. Im then proceeded to say so much crap about A, making up ideas on why we broke up, etc., etc. She also stated many times, and even up until we last spoke, that she didn't even believe A and I were engaged. Despite all the proof, she again chose to believe in her own version of reality. Im also wasted no time in flirting. Again. I won't lie, I appreciate the attention, but no. Just no. In early 2020, my brother and sister-in-law were going to visit some friends in the area where Im lived. I tagged along, and Im wanted to meet up. I figured, well, why not? Could be interesting at least. And there we were, my family and I, enjoying an association with our friends. I suddenly felt a great disturbance in the force, like millions of brain cells dying all around. I looked to the door. Im walked in. She had an odd look in her eye, like she was on the hunt. The hunt for me. She came over, introduced herself to my family, and she hugged me, if only the reunion tour had started at this time. As she hugged me, I felt her sort of rub my back and claw at it. Weird. My brother gave me this look of confusion. I second that. I looked back in horror. After that, when I got home, she FaceTimed me and told me how nice it was to meet my family, told me how great I looked, you know, her usual garbage. A few months later, A and I had gotten back together. Im heard about this and was very angry. Accused me of using her and all the same crap from 2017. Mind you, Im and I never dated. I had had enough of it. I was ready to live my life with A without interference of such depravity. I sat there as Im berated me, talking about how I was such a child, how I needed to grow up, how I lie all the time, and more that I can't remember. She asked why I was so quiet. I said, I have plenty to say, but I know you won't like it. She insisted she could take it. Dear readers, she most certainly was not ready. Have you ever heard of Waluigi? I'm going to be honest with you. I never thought of anybody starting a conversation with that, but I'm so glad you did. I asked calmly, trying to conceal my smug grin.
Who?
Em asked in angry confusion. She looked him up.
You think I look like a boy?
I couldn't hold it back. I laughed so hard. Then she said,
See, this is why I think you're gay, because you say I look like a boy.
Pardon thy fuck? We exchanged a few words, and I ended the call we were in. She told me to go to hell. I told her I'd see her there, and she told me,
Save a front seat, sweetie.
Again, pardon thy fuck? Late 2020, A and I broke up again. I was a mess. I was at my lowest. I didn't have anyone, so who did I contact? M. To my surprise, she seemed a bit more understanding. She was still herself, but she understood that I was in a volatile state. Once I started therapy, though, it was slowly back to her old tricks. She thankfully listened to everything that I told her came out in therapy, every last spicy memory. Trauma is a hell of a drug, kids. I second that. October of 2020, I'd just been to a wedding, and I looked rather spiffy. My friends and I joked that I looked like I was from Maroon 5. I sent Em a pic of me dressed up and made the same joke my friends and I were saying. You know what she said? At this point, you shouldn't be surprised.
You're such an egomaniac.
Fucking excuse me? I told her she needed to chill, and she clapped back with,
You think you're hot stuff. You think a lot of yourself. You're conceited.
Not what I was getting at, but okay, I said, flabbergasted.
I'm very chill. I'm just saying you're not hot.
I explained the joke, but she didn't care. I told her that she had some real nerve saying that to me. 2 hours later...
Are you kidding me? I need to tell you something. Hello?
One missed FaceTime call. But then she called a second time. Now, my dear friends, welcome to the shit show. The final battle. We're in the endgame now. The MCU has nothing on what's about to go down. It's 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Location? FaceTime. She told me she was just joking. And I told her she's not funny. That calling someone egotistical wasn't something to joke about. She said,
Fine, sorry.
I wasn't backing down so easily, though. I told her not to joke like that again.
See, this is why A left you, because you're such an egomaniac.
Now, you can say what you want about me, but you don't talk about A, and you don't talk about what happened between her and I. Especially if you don't know. Just who the hell do you think you are? I yelled. I told her that she didn't know shit, that she's acting like an idiot, and that she had some nerve talking about A. A was the best thing that ever happened to me, and she's far better than you could ever be. You're ugly, narcissistic, downright stupid. Why would anyone want to be with you? I said. She sat there with a smug grin on her face. I find it also funny that you have to try and make up relationships in an attempt to make me jealous. Maybe if you're in a relationship, don't try flirting with me.
You flirt with me, and I do have a boyfriend.
She whined and sent me a picture of her and some guy. I'll touch on that in a moment. I said, even if that's true, that doesn't give you the right to act the way you do towards me. No one in a relationship should flirt with anyone other than their partner. She tried to bring A up. I shot it down. She tried using my trauma against me. I shot her down. I told her, you're like scum, dude. You offer nothing. Everyone's done with you. Even your own family can't stand you because you're a raging narcissist. I've been way too forgiving for far too long, and that ends now. And that's when I hung up. So that picture of her and said boyfriend? Well, I went to T. Yes, the same T from before. T and I had become close friends since 2017. I told her what M had just said, and she wanted to see the picture. The boyfriend. 15. M. 23. Gonna let you sit on that one for a moment. I immediately text M back. Nice to know that your boyfriend's 15, you sick fuck. And blocked her number. Now, do I believe that M was dating this kid? No. Reason being? Well, he's black and you remember how much of a racist she is. In mid-2021, T and I were enjoying a peaceful night, drinking, having fun. T asks if I want to mess with M. Of course I said yes. T makes a fake number, texts M posing as me. M then says that she'll go to the police if I don't leave her alone, and that it's pathetic that I changed my name to run from my past. Hi, yeah. Didn't exactly change my birth name, though. T and I leave it. M was clearly mad. A week later, T and I were talking again. She said that she was mad at M for saying what she did about me. She had DM'd M on Instagram telling her that it was very inappropriate to do what she did. M's excuse was that I lie about everything, and T didn't know her side of the story. Joke's on you, I sent T all the screenshots. T told her this. M texted the fake number. T said, hey, guess who? M then told both T and I that she'll forgive me for calling her a...
Oh no!
But if I don't stop, she'll take action. A vague threat. It's going on 2 months. No M. Peaceful. We've reached the end. I've saved this for last. Her description, yes, annoying voice, and kind of looks like Waluigi. It's still vague. M's about 5'3". Had nice long brown hair, green eyes that looked like they were plucked from a goat's face, nose you could land an Airbus on, teeth straight from the horse's mouth. I resemble that comment, thank you. Lips like a swelled up infected ass. And when she started talking in 2017, she bragged about her body, especially her ass. She just has a long back. She stands like a Dr. Seuss character, holds her arms like a velociraptor, and has a large beer gut. Notice I said had nice hair. She chopped it off and dyed it bright blonde, and gave herself bad-looking bangs. Somehow became horrifying. This isn't the only tale I have of M. If you'd like to hear T and B's encounter with this creature, please let me know. Thank you to all you lovely people who read this. Sorry if there were a lot of grammar issues. English isn't exactly my strong point. With that, I bid you farewell. Well, that's quite a lot to unpack. You know me, I'm always one to want to hear more stories, but this one has brought up several questions specifically for me. I understand having issues can make you decide to do things that involve reconnecting with someone who's not exactly good for you. However, at this stage, especially right near the end, you kind of made it clear that things were getting better. So, I can understand sharing an experience, but, you should not contact this person anymore. I understand that the last time it was done as, like, a joke or whatever, but, like, don't. Like, I get it. This was bad, and she deserved, well, it's hard to say exactly what she deserved, considering all the information that I know now. There are 2 things there specifically that fill me with unbridled rage, but don't intentionally contact somebody like this. There's a reason why, for example, we use fake names for neckbeards and things like that when we come to YouTube stories like this. There's a reason why we don't give out personal details, and there's a reason why we don't, try to find these people. And that's because even if they are horrible, even if they do this terrible, terrible stuff that this person has done, don't harass them. You're better than that. You're a much better person than that, and you can be better than that. I understand this schadenfreude, this need to get the kind of final dig in, but no, don't try to contact this person anymore. And I'm not exactly condoning it. I'm honestly, it made me a little uncomfortable. But I get what you went through, and I understand that it's, a lot. Your anger is understandable, but at the same time, you are dealing with someone who is obviously unstable. This person is obviously a little out there, so it is in your best interest, and the best interest of several of your friends, at least from what I can gather, to simply cut contact with her entirely and move on with your life. Hopefully she'll get some kind of help for a lot of the issues she has, but, as anyone who's ever been through any kind of therapy or anything like that, you have to want it before it happens. I don't know if she ever will, but that's really not anybody's business, But I do thank you for sharing your story with us. That is a hell of a tale. And I am hoping that things are getting better. So, thanks for showing up, guys. Thanks for being here, and I hope you enjoyed this strange video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. Also, share the video with unsuspecting strangers. Just, really ruin somebody's day. That's what I could consider what sharing my videos does. I know you're going to disagree with me, but, it's who I am. Also, I have a Ko-Fi with a new terrible goal on it, if you'd like to go check that out. And I have a merch store, which I am desperately trying to add new things to. It's beginning to be a bit of a process, but I'm trying. If you would like to share your own story, r/Moonhorse Stories, that's where you can post it, and that is where I'll see it. And every Saturday there's a live stream, so you can come hang out with us. It's kind of like this in all of the ways that it's not. So, I'll see you in the next video. I love you all. Goodbye, everybody.